Every week, there's a new AI coding tool claiming it can build apps. But most of them are good at demos, not real products. So today, I'm testing Verdent by building something real, a client portal with login, invoices, payments, a database, and deployment. The question is simple. Is Verdent just another AI coding tool, or can it actually work like an AI co-founder? By the way, I'm Ryan. On this channel, I test AI tools, new products, and productivity workflows that can help people get more done. I've tried quite a few AI builders over the past few months, which is exactly why I'm curious to find out whether Verdent really deserves to be called an AI co-founder. Before we start, I want to configure Verdent for today's challenge. Over here, you can click the plus button and access configuration options, including skills and subagents. Verdent already comes with a large collection of skills built in. You can also open the skills panel on the left and install additional ones, things like Figma or Canvas design. The workflow actually reminds me quite a bit of Codex. Once you've added a skill, you can attach it to the conversation and use it right away. Another feature that caught my attention is that Verdent lets you choose between plan mode and design mode depending on the task. Plan mode means that developers would much rather have the agent understand the requirements and create a plan before jumping into code. Design mode is more interesting. It first explores visual directions and design concepts. Only after you approve one of them does it move into development. Next, I create a project folder, which allows Verdent to store things related to the project, remember my preferences, and keep track of the information generated throughout the process. If Verdent really is an AI co-founder, then today it needs to prove three things. It needs taste, engineering capability, and the ability to actually deliver a finished product to me. Alright, for the first test, I want to see whether Verdent can actually design. To keep things fair, I'm simply giving it my YouTube channel link. No reference images, no design inspirations, no mood boards. I'm just asking it to create a personal website based on my content and personal brand. Since I already enabled design mode, I'm also going to activate its built-in front-end design skill. Alright, prompt sent. Honestly, I'm curious to see whether this can actually impress me. The AI starts thinking, and pretty quickly Verdent comes back with its first response. 4 completely different design directions. Let's take a look. Each concept has its own visual style and creative direction. There's a minimalist approach, a more futuristic and tech-focused concept, one that's heavily centered around personal branding, and another that's more versatile and broadly applicable. The whole experience feels a lot more like collaborating with a designer than typing prompts into a tool. Not bad, but I'm still not completely satisfied. I noticed there's a regenerate button in the corner, so I decided to push it a little further and see whether a second round would maintain the same quality. Verdent generated 4 entirely new directions. And honestly, I really like this one. Let's go with it. I'll click Use this style. As soon as I make the selection, Verdent continues the workflow automatically. And what's interesting is that design mode doesn't mean it only focuses on visuals while ignoring everything else. In fact, while it's building, you can see it maintaining a structured to-do list and following a pretty organized process. What impressed me most wasn't the speed. It was the fact that during the website build, I saw tasks fail and errors appear, but Verdent kept retrying until it succeeded. It didn't give up and didn't stop to ask me to fix things. For beginners especially, that's a really nice experience. More importantly, it understands feedback. The final website feels like something that was intentionally designed rather than another generic AI-generated template. And when I asked it to create additional pages, it automatically carried over the visual style and design preferences we'd already established. That tells me it's not just executing tasks, it's also remembering how we work together. At this point, Verdent has already proven something important. It doesn't just know how to write code and build websites, it also demonstrates a meaningful level of design understanding. If you want to try Verdent for yourself, I'll leave a link in the description below. But don't make up your mind just yet, because building a good-looking website doesn't necessarily prove real development capability. For the second test, I'm asking Verdent to build a complete client project and payment portal. This time, we're not talking about a simple front end. It needs to be a real, usable product. Users need to be able to log in. It needs a database and payment functionality. And eventually, it needs to be deployed and running. I've already outlined my requirements, so I'll paste in the prompt and configure the skills and models I want to use. One thing worth mentioning is that Verdent integrates some of the latest models available today, including GPT-5.5 and Opus 4.8. You can also bring your own API keys if you prefer, which gives you a lot of flexibility. Once it receives the requirements, Verdent doesn't immediately start coding. Instead, it analyzes the project, asks clarifying questions, and generates a development plan based on my requirements. Just like before, it waits for my approval before moving forward. The planning document actually looks pretty comprehensive. All right, let's hit build. Now it's getting to work. You can see multiple agents working in parallel. One agent handles the front end, another works on back-end logic, and takes care of the database and related configurations. Multiple tasks progress at the same time without getting in each other's way. Verdent is almost done, so let's see how complete everything is. I'm also going to test its built-in multi-model reviewer feature and let AI evaluate its own code for issues before deployment. If anything needs fixing, let's have it handle that as well. Time for the final inspection. The result is surprisingly complete. On the left side, we have core modules like the dashboard, invoice management, and operational analytics. Inside the dashboard, clients can view project progress, outstanding balances, and prioritized work items. There's support for employee requests, approvals, and delivery tracking. You can also monitor overall business operations and process outstanding payments directly through the payment system. At this point, all the core functionality is there. The database and payments are working. The admin features are in place. Verdent delivered a genuinely solid result. That said, real development is never perfect. The part I care about most is what happens when things go wrong. Because writing code isn't usually the hardest part. Solving problems is. Throughout both projects, I noticed several failures and error messages along the way. But whenever something broke, Verdent immediately started investigating. It checked configurations and analyzed the root cause. Then it attempted fixes on its own. Eventually, every issue was resolved. And that's the point where I really started trusting the process. Now I'm deploying the application and bringing the entire ticket management platform online. Everything is running as expected. At this point, it's no longer just a demo. Verdent helped turn an idea into a product with real-world value. Honestly, before starting this test, I was a little skeptical about the whole AI co-founder idea. Because in real product development, writing code is rarely the hardest part. Planning, decision-making, and problem-solving are usually much harder. But after using Verdent today, I noticed something different. It thinks before it acts. It proposes solutions. It remembers preferences. And when problems appear, it keeps working until it finds a way through them. The entire experience felt more like collaborating with a teammate than using a traditional AI tool. And overall, the process was much smoother than I expected. Anyway, that's it for today. In this video, we put Verdent to the test. As for whether it's closer to an AI coding tool or an AI co-founder, I think you probably have your own answer by now. And if you've got a project you've been wanting to build but haven't started yet, maybe try throwing it into Verdent and see what happens. I've left the link in the pinned comment below. I'm Ryan. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.